The only thing we have to fear is beer itself.
Beer. So many choices.
Oh, we no function beer well without.
Woohoo! Beer!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Busters. We'll bring you the news and reviews of your favorite brews. My name is Dan Baker. I'm joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
and of course the demented and fermented
Wayne Baker.
Ooh, man, do we have a packed house tonight? Well, I mean, like everybody's houses are irrespectively not necessarily packed physically, but the show
Virtually
is
packed.
We are virtually packed with a full-on Zoom room, and let's just get straight to it. A while ago, we had a cool guy on from New Trail, and well, we're gonna have some of the ladies of New Trail on tonight. We have Mike, we have Chloe, we have Helena, we have Morgan, and we have Bethany. And thank you all for taking the time to join us. This is going to be a fantastic episode. I can already tell. Now, because we're just going to get into so much, let's just get the housekeeping out of the way. You listen to this right now. You know where you got to do the online things. You know, we're Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're at Beer Busters. Facebook, Beer Busters Podcast. There's beerbusterspodcast.com. Don't forget to add /shop. There's YouTube, where we are Beer Busters Podcast. You can watch cool things like the Happy Fun Time videos that Wayne cuts up. And there's patreon.com/beerbusters, where you can get access to fun things like Last Call. You can get punishment videos. There's a backlog of those, I guess, back catalog.
An
of those.
archive.
That's a better word. Because we haven't been able to do this in person for a while, so there have been no punishment videos. But you know the drill. As little as $1 a month gets you access to all the cool goodies that are there. And man, we have, like I said, so much that we're going to get into.
Talk about.
And there's going to be, some important conversations that are going to be had. I want to start off by asking, maybe first off, what is new in the world of New Trail?
What isn't new at New Trail, I guess.
What are we allowed to talk about?
Yeah. Things are plugging away here. We're, coming into our fourth year of operation. We just launched our Hoppy Variety Pack, which we're very excited about. It's a new year-round product for us that houses 12-ounce cans. It's 4 Broken Heels, our flagship hazy IPA, oh, you're right. Four beers, 3 of each. So 4 of I can do math, I promise. I just run a business.
I do the numbers.
And a face only a mother can love. 4 Broken Heels are flagged.
3.
You said 4 again.
Yeah. I
I
don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say there's 3 Broken Heels, our flagship hazy IPA. 3 double Broken Heels, our flagship double hazy IPA. 3 Gearhead, which is our newest year-round beer, which is a hazy pale ale, and 3 modern West Coast IPAs that rotate as time goes on.
I love that you're representing the West Coast IPAs. That is very important. Hazy ones are good, but you gotta show the other coast some love.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a lot of our favorites in house, I'd say. But,
I do want to also point out that I was just reading an article on Brewbound, and it says that in 2021, you guys increased production from 14,000 barrels to 23,000 barrels. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
And that you plan to produce 45,000 barrels of beer in 2022. That's insane. And I did not realize this. You guys apparently produce more hazy IPAs than any other brewery in Pennsylvania. I think they said like 53% of the hazy IPAs brewed in the state of Pennsylvania are brewed at New Trail.
It's 53% of what's purchased is our beer right now. So we use IRI data, or sometimes it's called Nielsen data. If you guys are familiar with it. Essentially, it tracks anything that has a UPC that's scanned at like a grocery store, a gas station, any like major chains generally give their data to Nielsen. And based on that information, we're finding that we are selling 53% is what you said, Steph?
Yep.
53% of the hazy IPA category in Pennsylvania is our beer.
So you said you give the data to Nielsen. Is that the same Nielsen that does like TV ratings, Nielsen?
Exactly.
I didn't know they did other stuff.
Yeah, they pretty much care about anything, any sort of data that they can sell to people like us. So,
Makes sense. Yeah, I just always knew them as TV and radio.
I mean,
ratings.
that's how, like, I guess Doritos figures out whatever Dorito chip is doing well or what sodas are doing well. I mean, it totally made sense as soon as, our marketing and sales team came to us and were like, this is really cool information. We should probably use it.
Yeah.
Is that, well, now that we're talking about Nielsen, because I just realized I have a question as well. Is that information freely available, or is that like a service you have to subscribe to? Yeah.
No, it's something that we have to pay for.
Do you pay, is it a service, or you just like pay for like a bulk drop of data?
It's a service, so we don't necessarily pay Nielsen directly. There's a third party that kind of filters and drills down a little bit of the data for us as it relates specifically to craft beer in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, cool.
You pay for each state or category. I don't necessarily know like wine. I have no idea, and we don't have access to that data or chips or what a series of the season of The Simpsons you're watching at home. We know.
So you can't tap into all of that. Yeah.
No. But we know a lot about craft beer in Pennsylvania right now.
In case you're wondering, season 7 of The Simpsons for me, always and forever. So now you have my data.
When we jumped on, Helena mentioned that she is the Southwest regional rep. So you guys are obviously all over Pennsylvania, but how many other states are you do you cover? Distribute. That's the word I'm looking for. Distribute to.
0. It's just Pennsylvania.
It's just Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I want to talk to everyone on the call because 4 of the 5 of you have never been on the podcast before. So our listeners don't know you. So I was thinking perhaps we could go through and talk to each of you and kind of learn a little bit about your background and how you got into beer. So Helena, let's start with you. You are the Southwest regional sales rep for New Trail. You covering Southwest Pennsylvania. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So when I started with working in beer, I actually had been previously working at Seven Springs Ski Resort in the marketing department. And I just remember working with all of these, bar managers, and then all the reps kept coming in, and their job always looked so much fun. Always wanted to get into sales. And so I went to a wholesaler in Pittsburgh from there. And after that, New Trail kind of reached out to me, and the rest is history, I guess.
So what is the day-to-day life like for a regional sales rep in the beer world, especially right now, I guess, in 2022?
Yeah, a lot of it is going out to different accounts in your market. So whether it's a distributor or a bar, you go out, you do a lot of customer service management, keep the relationships. You always want to make sure that your beer is growing in the accounts in a positive way. Keep up with the inventory, introduce new products, do samplings, events, a lot of traveling and driving, and it's a lot of fun. So
have you found it difficult with dealing with the pandemic and having to maybe change up your sales technique?
It has been changed, not so much anymore. The first year the pandemic was around and all the bars were closed, it was definitely the trickiest. Now, so it's kind of going back to the normal balance of distributor and bar, since everything's opening up and business is picking up. You still see kind of a slow in the bar scene, but it's still, everybody loves New Trail, and I've had no issues with people wanting to bring it in and work with us. So it's been great.
You guys have sort of built a bit of a reputation in the state of Pennsylvania. So I don't want to say the beer sells itself, but there are people that will send friends to drive hours just to get some Moonlit variants.
Yeah, people love all the new releases. It's such a unique marketing strategy, and it keeps people excited.
Well, and that's something I think that's unique about the New Trail brand is you guys will spread sort of the new beers across the state, where some breweries, if you want the newest release, you have to go to the brewery and to get them. And there's usually only a core brand of beers that get distributed beyond that local area. So does that draw a special draw, or does that make it even more exciting when you're out and you have brand new products to bring with you?
No, it definitely gets people excited about the brand to be able to readily get a new beer every week. You have those I don't want to say those repeat customers that just keep coming back for the new releases, always wanting to try something new. Even in the bar world, just having new kegs to sell an account with all these new beers and them being able to keep a new beer on all the time, it just keeps their customers excited. So it's been great having all the new options.
How many sales reps does New Trail have?
I believe it's 5, right, Mike? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it's 6 or 7.
6.
7
Okay.
Kelly, maybe.
Morgan's the one with the numbers.
Numbers girl.
Morgan runs payroll, so like I said, I'm just a pretty face.
Somebody has to be.
So how far is your region, the Southwest region that you cover?
So I cover the city of Pittsburgh all the way to Chambersburg area, more so Altoona. It's the central market out that way in the state. But anywhere from Johnstown, Indiana, Evansburg, Westmoreland, Pittsburgh, Allegheny.
So she's in Sheets country out there.
Yeah.
We're in country up here, so
yeah, we are.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wayne and Dan are out in Wawa country.
Yeah, we are deep in Wawa country.
Yeah, that's very true. So you said there's a lot of driving to be done, which I would imagine with your position there is. I've always kind of wondered, like, how often, how much are you in your car? How many hours do you log driving in a normal week?
It's a lot of driving. You drive to a market to drive around the market. So you're constantly in your car. So I would say out of my day, probably, I don't know, half of it is driving. Just because you're driving to the market, you drive to the accounts and you talk to them for a while, depending on how long you have a conversation with an account, and then you just keep driving. So.
What are you listening to in the car?
I was just going to ask that.
a lot of radio stations on Spotify, podcasts, that kind of stuff.
Give us some good stuff. What should we listen to?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm such a scatterbrain. I listen to everything. I've been recently listening to a lot of Coldplay and All Time Low. I just went to Alter Ego, so I've been focusing on the bands that were at that concert. So
nice,
cool.
Good time.
Yeah.
It's so nice that live music is back. I'm so happy to be at concerts again. Although we did have one that we were supposed to go to last Saturday that got postponed to October. So
till October.
My fingers are crossed that they postponed the entire tour.
Wow.
So
you're supposed to see.
I don't know. Alaska Thunderfuck.
What? Who? What? Huh? That's not real.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
we talked about her before.
She's my favorite drag queen.
Yeah, we talked about her before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good
How do you forget the name Alaska Thunderfuck? That's not a name
I
that you
sometimes forget my own name. No, not really. That's intense, though. Yeah. It's great. Live music is back, so it's cool that you were able to go to that show and still ride the wave from it.
Yeah,
especially if you have all that driving to do.
Yep.
We've had a lot of Pittsburgh representation on our show lately. We've had Necromancer, Trail Brewing,
412,
yeah.
412. Thank you. I'm like, it's numbers. What are the numbers?
You're not doing well with numbers tonight.
So, I mean, we definitely have to get out and hang in Western PA and meet up and have some New Trail beers with you, perhaps in the western part of the state.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess being a sales rep, do you see any challenges that come your way? Like, what would you say are the biggest challenges that you face with your position each day?
I would say, you always run into the challenge that some accounts aren't going to be as willing to bring in new products or to work with a specific wholesaler that you're with. So a lot of that is just, keeping up with that contact and building a relationship with them. Another challenge I would say is that now the beer scene is so popular that draft lines aren't as easy to get as far as gaining permanent presence in a bar. It's not like it used to be where you always have certain beers on all the time. There are so many craft breweries out there that it's a lot harder to get that permanent draft line or just a consistent draft line in general. But the fact that New Trail has all these great new beers coming out every week makes it a lot easier.
Do you find that accounts are more willing to have a permanent New Trail line when they know there's going to be a diverse selection of beers coming out, or do they usually just always want like Broken Heels on?
I see more popularity with the rotators. It also depends on the account. Some of the smaller bars that aren't as crafty, like the steady Broken Heels, they know it works for them. They know it's a consistent, great beer. But sometimes, just having that option, even if they do run Broken Heels all the time, just every once in a while, if they want to throw on a different beer for some reason, and they always have that option, that's definitely an appeal for bars.
Are tap takeovers still a thing? Do those still happen?
Yeah, they are.
I always enjoy that, especially like we have a local place here in the Reading area, Paradise by the Slice, and every Thursday they still do a tap takeover. And it's really cool, especially when it's a brewery that perhaps you can't get too much of their stuff nearby. This is the stuff I miss from like being stuck at home for so long.
Yeah.
When you're stuck at home, though, you can do your own tap takeover.
Wow, that's what I'm doing tonight.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it definitely makes tap takeovers easy when there are so many great beers to choose from.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I imagine, it makes sense, and we've talked for years now on this podcast how craft beer drinkers are always looking for the new thing. They want to check in the new beer, they want to try the next thing. So having that wide distribution of consistently new beers, I would imagine, is a plus, all across the operation, but especially in getting on draft lines and shelves.
But we've also talked about this shift in those of us that have been drinking craft beer for so long. We just want to drink the beer that we want to drink. Like I joked at the beginning, but my original plan was to sit here and just drink an entire 6-pack of Lazy River Pills tonight because Lazy River Pills is my favorite New Trail beer. And I was that person that I wanted to try every single beer on a tap list, but now I just want to go and drink a couple pints of the beer that I really want to drink. So I think there is an evolution. And I don't know if it's like a progression that everyone in the beer world will go through eventually. I don't know, but.
Well, luckily you always have the option to go back to those core products. They're always around. So.
Perfect. Good answer.
Spoken like a salesperson.
So I pulled these Moonlit variants out. And Bethany, I guess you would be the person to ask about this. First, these cans are super awesome.
They're
really slick. And the label, I can't stop like touching it.
Yeah. I actually cut one out and put it on my cup. I don't have it up here, but it's really neat.
Nice.
And I actually have another label like on one of my beanie hats.
So what is it's like textured? I've never felt a beer label like this.
Just finish on it.
It was a wine label.
Oh, you did tell me about this when we were there.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them how easy it to work with, Bethany.
No, yeah, that was a tricky day.
I think she's being nice, but using the word
tricky.
No, honestly, the weight wasn't on my shoulders. It was on Mike and, Andy. So I just stood by.
So Bethany, tell us a little bit about yourself and your history and how you got into beer.
Sure. So let's see here. I was in the transition of finding another job. And my sister saw a post on Facebook to help out with variety packs at New Trail. And so I reached out, and I don't know, I just kind of fell into place. I had a lot of fun that day, and I was like, hey, are you hiring? And they said, yeah, you can come on in. And the joke is that I just kept showing up.
Like what she's saying is not totally incorrect. So like when we were first packed our expedition packs, it was miserable. Like we couldn't get one person to show up next day, and Bethany just kept showing up. I was like, what is wrong with her?
And she was helping in the tasting room, and it was like rough over there. She just kept coming to work, and
I was like,
doing
I guess
a great
I gotta hire her now.
Interesting strategy, but it worked.
Right?
Yes.
The persistence paid off.
Yes, absolutely.
So Bethany, Mike so smoothly told us about this new variety 12 pack that you guys just released. How much of a frustration is that in the packaging corner of New Trail? And how does that work, putting together 12 packs that have 3 of 4 different beers?
Thanks, Steph.
Yeah. I mean, other people think it's annoying, but it doesn't bother me at all. This is like one of the easiest jobs I've ever had, and I don't complain about much there. So, I mean, you just pull the cans off the line, put it in the box, and then we wrap the pallet and wait till we have, all 4 varieties ready. And then someone on the forklift brings it up, we line it up on the table, and it's just, filling them up. I enjoy it. It's fun.
It's an assembly line. She's being very modest.
Yeah. It's an assembly line, but I mean, you get to hang out, and there's usually good music on, and just get to BS for the day.
Nice.
All right. So what kind of music are you guys listening to?
Oh, we listen to, oldies. If I ever get the chance to have the speaker, it's country. Which isn't very often.
When they all listen to Disney, and then it's like a few of the production guys are all just singing Disney princess songs at the top of their lungs.
That's awesome.
Get behind that.
Why is this not on your Instagram reel?
Really
Right?
That's my favorite.
Yeah, they love that.
Very cool.
So are you guys packaging daily?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Monday through Friday. And every day is different. So one day we're canning 150 barrels of one kind, and then the next day we're canning like 3 different kinds. Nothing's ever the same.
So you sort of glazed over this, but I do want to come back to this wine label for a minute.
I was going to bring that up for the benefit of those of us that weren't there to hear the story the first time. I do want to hear about this
I kind of want to know how this came about, and the conversation of, we're going to put wine labels on cans. And I am curious about the struggle that went along with actually making this happen.
Yeah, I mean, we for the first time ever canned Moonlit, or barrel-aged Moonlit, and it's such a special beer to us. Not that any of our beers are any more special than others, but barrel-aged Moonlit sort of has like a soft spot in my heart because it's one of the first beers that I brewed 4 years ago on the system. So to kind of elevate the can, being that it's a sleek can, and we wanted to just make it the full experience of enjoying the can to be unique. So like the label is just super textured and matte. It's kind of got like I don't even know how to describe the texture on it. Kind of like,
it almost feels like leather.
Yeah, kind of like dry leather.
Yeah,
but it's very neat.
Turns
out
expensive.
It does feel expensive, and I will say that they were very expensive.
It feels expensive because it is expensive.
like a fine leather. Like a fine leather.
Yeah, I definitely got slapped on the wrist from my partner who handles the finances, looked at our label invoice and he goes, "What the fuck were you thinking?" But it's cool.
So did you take a loss on these beers because of the label?
I mean, it's like each label is like 4 to 5 times more than what I normally pay for a label.
Wow.
So
And we had a lot of them.
I had
a lot of
I
varieties.
bought a lot of them.
These are beers that deserve this, though.
That's what
I mean, it's a way. First of all, I love that the barrel aged variants are in cans. That's really freaking cool. But it's a way to bring a can up to the level of a waxed bottle. And I will tell you, there is nothing I hate more than a waxed bottle. I hate them. They're pretty, but I hate opening them.
You heard of wax bottles?
No, I never did. And I heard I never did. I don't want to.
Waxing bottles is as awful as opening a wax bottle.
Yeah.
But they're they're very pretty.
Is it that way? I thought you just... This is me being dumb, and I apologize because I've never done this. Don't you just like dip it in the wax and then it just dries and hey, it's a waxed bottle?
Is there more to it? Yeah. Absolutely, there's way more to it.
It has to be a certain temperature.
Yeah. First off, you have to melt the wax. So
it's not just like sticking into a block of solid wax.
Right, but that doesn't happen like instantly.
You
so
form it
when
through
you've
your
got
force of will.
1,000 bottles of wax, and your pot only holds so much, so.
And it has to stay a certain temperature.
So you have to heat it up to melt it. So you got to basically boil the wax, and then you have to let it cool down to a certain temperature. And once it's cooled down to that temperature,
then you're like, go.
You've got like this sweet period that you can just wax as many bottles as you can, and then it gets too clumpy. So you got to heat it back up and let it cool back down. So,
wow, I wonder how Maker's Mark does it. Because they have a bigger
pot than we do. Our pot's like this.
I have a bigger pot. Yeah, that's a good point.
On our scale, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's probably Is it messy? I've actually never seen or done the process of waxing a bottle. Is it hard to keep it clean?
The area is messy, but the bottles are usually pretty clean.
Like it doesn't like
the area around it.
Right, and doesn't like drip and stream in ways you don't want.
So you have to hold it until it stops moving, and then you can put it down.
Yeah, because if you don't want it to have like the Maker's Mark drip, you have to wait until it stops dripping over the wax pot. Mm-hmm. It's a whole thing.
Bethany, I have a challenge for you. You need to create a device that is sort of like a chocolate fountain, but something that you can use to wax bottles.
Oh, and just,
I was thinking
and
like
it.
A fondue fountain.
Yeah. I was thinking like a sous vide that can do wax but I like the fountain idea better. That's much more creative.
You just need, I think fondue. Cleaning it would be they'd have to be disposable. Okay, we waxed that bunch. Why don't we go put it in the trash? I feel like it wouldn't be worth cleaning it.
Yeah, instead of wax, let's just do edible chocolate so I can have some.
Bingo.
Oh.
There it is. There we
go.
And let's replace the bottles with pretzels.
Edible chocolate as the wax cap. I don't know that would be shelf stable, but that would.
Well, we just have to put it in the fridge. It'd have to be a cooler.
True.
Item.
True.
So it's just like a fruited sour, like a lot of breweries sell. It must be refrigerated at all times.
Well, why not go a step further and just have a chocolate bottle?
Yes.
Wow. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for humoring me.
So we're drinking the almond bliss. It's freaking amazing. And a chocolate bottle would go quite nice with this.
See?
How many different versions and variations are there of that?
It was 8 this year, I think.
Is that the most you've done then?
Yeah, it's the most variants we've ever done.
That's awesome.
Which is the one that sold out first?
Oh, good
Bananas
question.
Yeah.
Oh,
what?
Of course, yes. And rightfully so.
Did you do any with chili peppers this year?
No, so I suffer from acid and GI reflux. So I fundamentally
we'll never do
it because I can't drink the beer.
Aww, man.
I do not approve of that.
It's for the greater good, though.
I know. I've been fighting for it.
Can't pass quality assurance if I can't have
Hold on. Chloe, do you like chili peppers?
Not a big fan, but they're all right. They're not too bad.
Okay, well, that's better than Mike. I mean, Chloe is on the brewing staff, so I feel like I could just go over your head and have Chloe brew it for me.
Yes, thank you.
We'll see. We'll see.
Chloe can do whatever she wants.
Turns out organizing this whole podcast was just a ploy so Steph could have Chloe brew this beer for her.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
I don't see the problem with it.
I'm not saying there's a problem with it. I'm just observing the fact.
I mean, Chloe turns more valves than I do now, so.
Yeah. So, Chloe, we talked at the beginning of the show about these insane numbers that you guys are going to produce 45,000 barrels this year. Yeah. What has that been like growing from 14,000 to potentially now 45,000? What changes in your daily job, I guess, with that increase in production?
It's been a lot of shift overs. We have a lot more milling to do, a lot more grains to deal with, and a lot more moving to get the tanks fermented and moved to packaging side. So we're moving a lot. There's a lot more we have to deal with problems coming up. So we have to deal with them fast so we can get the next batch in and move it over.
Chloe works on a pretty pivotal shift. She works, Thursday through Sunday primarily, Chloe?
It used to be Thursday through Sunday. Right now it's Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. So she's with our lead brewer Warren, and he sort of runs the show on the weekends. But the weekend team is what makes the rest of the week happen.
Moves smooth.
So I've got a question then. Since you're an assistant brewer, then Chloe, we have in our notes here that you are 18 years of age.
Yeah.
How did you get into brewing, let alone be an actual professional assistant brewer at an age where you can't drink the thing you produce?
Right. So with my dad, Dave, being the owner, I kind of had like a lead to get into the industry. And when he first told me he was opening New Trail, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like, I wonder if I can get like into this. So I started really young on the packaging side where Bethany is, but back then it was like a one lane. It was really slow. It was way different, but it was still a lot of work. And then my dad and Mike came up to me and they asked me if I wanted to like get into brewing. So I went into the fermenting side, did the tanks, the cellar work, and then eventually got to the brewing. So, and that just worked hard and I got to where I was.
Chloe,
I do want to remind everyone that a wise man, Ethan Buckman, once
Oh,
told
I know.
us
I was going to mention
you
this.
don't have to be 21 to buy grain. Another very close friend of ours who started his professional brewing career before he was 21.
Did he start the professional brewing before that? I thought he was like a home brewer then. I thought I remember him saying he was into home brewer store.
He was in the industry before then, and apparently
continuing the trend.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing, if you're gonna, inadvertently follow in his footsteps, those are good steps to follow. And he makes great beer, and New Trail obviously has great beer, and you can take credit for that.
Yeah, Chloe has me beat by a few years. I started brewing when I was 20.
All right.
So I think, Chloe, you were 16 or 15 when you first came onto the packaging line.
I was 15, I think.
15, yeah.
I just turned 15 that year, I think.
Yeah.
So, Chloe, do you have aspirations to continue to be part of the beer world? Maybe like take over world domination, own New Trail one day? Or is this just something you wanted to learn about and you want to move on to something else?
It started being like an experiment, seeing like if I could learn as much as I could, seeing what all there is to the beer industry. And then I kind of fell in love with it. So I think further on in the future, maybe open my own kind of business.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's exciting. Yeah.
So what is your favorite part of the brew job? Like my favorite was always the actual brew day, like being on the deck, smelling the boil, throwing in the hops, like not having to lift too many heavy things that day. That was always my favorite.
I like being on the brew deck. That's a fun part, and throwing in like different hops and the yeast. But I also like the whole cycle, like brewing it, going into the fermenter room and dealing with the tanks and then seeing the final product. So like the whole cycle of it.
Wow. It is. It's like seeing a young child grow up, I suppose. It starts at wort and then you're sampling it each day. And then finally it's ready to put out into the world. What's your favorite beer to brew?
I like the Pilsner, the Lazy River. It's a good one. Or just the classic Broken Heels. That one's not bad.
So why do you like brewing Lazy River over Broken Heels?
Well, the batch is definitely a lot smaller, so we have less bags to throw in. That's my least favorite part, is milling it all in, throwing the grain bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I 100% agree.
Definitely think you'll go places as a brewer, given that your answer was your favorite beer to make was the Pilsner.
I also support her reasoning.
Yeah.
So I guess as the production is going up, that's going to be more. I mean, Mike, come on, you're eventually going to have to get like the silo, more silos and like tractor trailers in there, and
Yeah, we're getting there.
automate it into the mill.
We're getting there.
Robots and stuff.
You come and visit, and you can see the new toys soon.
Every time. I'm just shocked and amazed. So you guys keep expanding at that spot. Is there talk of growing beyond that location?
Currently, no.
No.
But nothing's off the table. I mean, we sort of want to prioritize filling demand in Pennsylvania before we move on to anything else.
Okay, fair enough. I did not realize you guys only distributed in Pennsylvania, which obviously if I would have thought hard enough, I would have known it, but that's kind of cool for those of us that are Pennsylvania beer drinkers.
I mean, the model is very similar to like a New Glarus or like early, some of the early like New England breweries followed very similarly, and just, we want to saturate our home market and make sure that everybody here has enough of what we do.
So Morgan, we know that you're the numbers girl. What is your official role at New Trail?
Office manager.
I think you need to say that with a little more enthusiasm.
Office manager.
Morgan's done almost every job in the building.
Yeah, we started about 3 years ago, and I was on packaging line. I was the third employee here.
Yeah, third or fourth.
And I was Rusty and Eric and I on the canning line and doing gravities on weekends and doing and running over and running the tasting room, bartending.
She was our tasting room manager for a while.
Managing that and doing both sides, and finally started really when COVID hit, we started getting more employees, which was nice. And then being able to step back, and we went from like 3 or 4 people to 30 something, almost 40 employees within 2 years. So roles have changed fast for a lot of us, but we've all done every job in the brewery.
Wow.
I feel like there has to be a level of respect when you with the experience that you have and the different roles that you've had at New Trail. I feel like other people would respect you because you've been in their shoes, perhaps. I don't know. I think that's really cool that you've sort of touched many aspects of the business, and like you can relate to people, I guess. I guess that's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can jump on the line or help do things. Every time we walk by the canning line, I'm always looking to see if anything's going on there too.
Bethany, do you need any help?
Right?
Get up there. Let me just jump up here on the ladder real quick. But now we have a scissor lift. I had to like run up and down ladders.
Oh, nice.
Things have changed.
We got a scissor lift now. It's a big time.
They're living the good life now.
That's how you know you've made it.
Yeah.
Well, and even jumping behind the bar. I mean, I've bartended, and it's a lot of fun in a short amount of time. I don't think it's something that I could do 5 days a week, but pouring beers and having conversations with people, and it's a good time to just jump in there and get a break from the numbers, I guess.
That's how I got into the beer world about 15 years ago, as bartending a craft beer bar in DC, and I just loved it. Like, we started off as a Belgian bar, and then we realized that craft beer was becoming more of a thing, and it was harder to get some Belgian beers, and we just switched over and did a bunch of like American small craft beers, and that was way back when it was really hard to get beers and in DC. So at least we could travel. We took a truck and we would buy it from different states and bring it back to DC, because there was really nothing available in DC at that time. So I mean, I started my love for craft beer then, and have worked with craft beer ever since. worked at a few breweries and landed here about over 3 years ago. And
I mean, like everybody else, she's being very modest. She's worked at a lot of very prominent bars in DC, and she owned.
Yeah, I kind of want to know which bars you worked at.
She owned a cocktail bar at one point in DC as well.
Oh, okay.
All right. I might have questions.
Wow.
an absinthe bar.
Yeah, absinthe bars.
Yeah.
You didn't catch her.
Oh, okay.
And I worked at Black Squirrel, and it opened the same time at Church Key Day.
Mm-hmm.
And Greg really got the money behind him, and he got the better.
Greg owns Church Key.
Yeah, Greg Inger is one of the guys that owns it, and they got a better place than we did.
Yeah.
But it's been fun.
She was a manager at Brasserie Beck too, which is like the premier muscle bar in
Belgian bar.
Yeah, Belgian muscle bar in DC.
So what brought you from DC up to middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania?
Health reasons, but it's a great place to raise my boys too. I got 2 boys, and it's gorgeous. We love like hiking and kayaking and skiing. Like we do all that outdoor sports that are available up here. It's the perfect spot for us. Like we're out every weekend, every other weekend. It's way easier to go out and do a hike or a ski weekend up here than it is in DC.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough. I accept that answer.
Mm-hmm.
I did. In fact, you saying that made me remember this. Mike, we're actually going to have Chris from therapy on coming up in a couple weeks.
Great.
Yeah. Ever since you told us about that place, every time we're up that way, we stop in and see him. And
awesome.
He finally responded to all of my requests, and we got him on the book. So I'm really excited. I love that spot. Love the beers, and it really is therapy sitting there.
Yeah.
Just the atmosphere and
there, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, and both times we were there, it was either super frigid or it was raining. Like we've never been there on a beautiful day, but it's still utterly beautiful.
Yeah, they stop in here all the time because they live closer to here than we do to there, but we love stopping in. I know Rusty, our production manager, lives less than a mile away, and so does Charles, my other business partner.
We always go, and like when we go, we see a lot of other friends there.
Yeah.
So it's a really good time to go. When we went, it was snowing. It was just gorgeous out there. And they're putting in fire pits.
Yeah.
Like once they really get it all done, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Do we want to continue conversation, or do we want to do game?
We could do game. Cheers, Internet, and welcome to Happy Fun Time Games, the podcast trivia segment that has 4 each of 3 questions or 3 each of 4 questions. I'm not really sure. But either way, we are joined today by a big chunk of the crew from New Trail Brewing. You will get to know them shortly. If you're watching this in video form, you already know them if you've been listening to the podcast up until this point.
I bet Morgan could probably give us the actual percentage of employees that are on the screen right now.
Probably.
Certainly not a numbers guy.
That much we've learned. The game we are playing today, they will be competing. I didn't say this part. They will all be competing against my co-hosts, Dan and Steph, for the absolutely meaningless title of Happy Fun Time Champion. And today's Happy Fun Time game is Libation or Fabrication. And this is, of course, the game in which I will tell you the name of something, and you have to tell me if that name is the name of a beer or just something I made up. And we will begin to my left with Dan. Our first name of the game, is this real or is it fake? This one is called Significant Accumulation.
Can I ask a clarification?
You can ask. Answer is not guaranteed.
When this week did you write up this game?
That is none of your concern.
Fabrication.
Dan is a fabrication.
Wait a minute.
Steph?
Can you repeat the name of the beer?
Significant Accumulation.
Okay. The way it came through, it sounded like you said stick-nificance. I was like, I was very confused.
Yes, the Stickman.
I mean, I know there's a lot of beers that have names very similar to that, but Dan seemed very confident that it was fake. I'm going to say real.
All right, Dan.
That's probably
fake.
the right move.
Steph saying real. Moving on to Chloe. What do you think?
I'm gonna say real. It sounds like one of those not known brands that you just don't know about.
Okay, fair
That's a
enough.
good point.
Moving on to Mike up next.
I'm gonna go fake.
Oh, look at her. She's playing against you.
Hey, they're allowed to collaborate if they want to. Nothing wrong
I
with
was gonna
that.
go fake.
Okay. Morgan also going fake. And finally, Bethany.
Yeah, fake.
All right, saying fake. So we have 4 fakes, 2 reals, and the fakes have it. It is, in fact, fake. It is not a beer, but it is what we are. Some of us are in for later this evening.
Yeah.
Dan and I especially. Moving on to our next name of the game, and Steph is going to guess first on this one. Our next one is called Temporary Sanity. Real or fake?
Oh, God. Is that even possible anymore? I don't think in real life that would be real, so I'm going to say real because maybe the beer could give us the illusion of that. Real.
I did not follow anything that you just said, but I wrote down real. Thank you. Chloe, you're up next.
Fake.
Saying fake. Mike? Did you say,
What was the name again?
it is Temporary Sanity.
I have to say real just to hope that the idea that sanity is real.
It's achievable.
Okay, all right. I like when people answer with hope. Morgan?
I was gonna say real too.
All right.
It's for a beer. It better be one. If not, let us know.
It wouldn't be the first time. Bethany, Temporary Sanity. Real, fake, do you have it or not?
I still think it's fake.
All right, saying fake, and finally Dan.
I like where Mike's head is at with that logic, which is why I'm going to say fake.
Again, I didn't understand your explanation, but I have heard and wrote down your answer. And it was incorrect because it is, in fact, real. So the reals have it. It is real. It is a hazy IPA. Oodles of malted oats from abandoned building brewery in Massachusetts. They say after we lost our minds, this beer brought us back to reality, even if for just a short time. Temporary Sanity features heaps of malted oats and a mess of neoteric hop varieties. So there you go. Really real beer. We move along, and Chloe, you are up to guess first on this one. The next name is Drink of Me Fondly. Real or fake?
Oh man, I'm not good at this guessing game so far. I'm gonna go fake.
Going fake, Mike.
I'll go fake.
Also saying fake, Morgan.
I'm gonna go real. That's pretty great.
Okay, going real, having faith. Bethany.
Yeah, I think this one's real. Sounds like Evil Genius.
I could see that. Yeah. Dan.
I'll go real.
Dan going real, and finally Steph.
I will also say real.
So we've got a lot of reels, and they are all correct. It is, in fact, real. Chloe, I'm sorry, your standing has not improved.
This is not
But we're only halfway through. Drink of Me Fondly is real. It's a 4.1% ABV Beer de Champagne from Hardywood Park Craft Brewery, which I'm sure we've all heard of, in Richmond, Virginia. It was brewed to commemorate the 30th anniversary of the Phantom of the Opera on Broadway. Drink of Me Fondly is a festive and effervescent sparkling ale bursting with subtle apricot and white grape undertones.
Yeah.
Also has rose hips in it. Sounds really good. So Beer de Champagne, beer brut, if you're not familiar, it's a style, came from Belgium. It's a sort of effervescent, long matured style of beer, and Drink of Me Fondly is one. Moving on to our next name of the game, and I think we are on Mike to guess first on this one. I think that's correct. Our next name is Yeet the Yeast.
What?
Is that real?
What?
Yeet the Yeast.
Yeet?
Y-E-E-T. The Y-E-A-S-T.
Correct.
Just making sure that I'm doing that correctly.
Yes.
I gotta go real.
All right.
Stupid enough. That's stupid enough. Stupid enough to be real.
Stupid enough to be real. Morgan?
I'm saying hopefully false, because that's terrible.
Right. Saying fake for the same reason, Bethany.
Yeah, fake. That's a terrible name.
All right. Also saying fake. Dan?
I'm gonna say fake because I feel like it's you trying to sound young again.
Fair enough. Okay, Steph.
I don't know if I'm going to be more concerned that a brewery actually named a beer that, or more concerned that that came out of your head.
That's a good point.
I'm going to say fake.
Saying it is fake, and very finally, Chloe.
That's gotta be fake. There's no way.
Saying it's gotta be fake. Chloe, I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
No.
You're correct. It's fake. That one is.
Here we go. First one.
That one is indeed fake because pitching yeast is for boomers.
Wow.
I don't know. I decided I wanted a yeast pun, and that's what I came up with. Actually, you know what? Somebody posted on Facebook the other day a bunch of pictures, or a bunch of stickers that their like teenage kid had, and they were like, I had to Google what these mean, and one of them was something about yeeting, and that was in my head. So there you go.
TikTok has been relatively informative.
14-year-old,
Fair enough. We have a TikTok.
Yeah, we do.
Your bus boy says a TikTok?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Allegedly.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we have like 2 posts.
Yeah, a couple more than
Maybe more than that.
We have more than 2, but
Do
it's
we?
definitely not interesting content.
Not yet. We're still we're growing. We're
I wouldn't
learning.
know because I don't even have the.
We're
app on.
learning the process.
Yeah. You gotta practice.
Yeah, eating.
We were heavily encouraged by someone less than half my age to start a TikTok. So
We were encouraged by the only person who's been on the podcast who's younger than Chloe.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh.
How old was he? He was 17, right? Yeah.
super smart marketing genius, though.
Boy genius.
That's what I called him. Yep.
There are 2 beers left in the game.
Okay.
And we have
so
come
they're
to.
both real.
Okay.
We have come to Morgan to guess first on this one. It's a lot of people in the game. It's hard to keep track. Our next name is Must Be Nice. Is that real or fake?
Real.
Saying that is real, Bethany. Saying real as well? All right, Dan.
Yeah, real.
Got it.
I can't tell if it's like an expression of hope or like a demand. Must be nice.
Must be
Could be
nice.
That's usually-
sarcasm. Must be
That's
nice.
me.
But it's like you must be
That's
nice.
me,
Must be
sarcasm.
nice.
Yeah, it's usually sort of a
Must
flippant.
be nice.
Yeah,
Right. But yeah,
exactly.
I'm just gonna go real.
Saying that is real. Steph.
I will also say real.
Also saying real. Chloe.
Real.
Also saying real. And finally, Mike.
I'm gonna go fake just because I think everybody else went real.
Yeah, I think everyone else did. Yeah.
Did in fact go
I
real.
gotta play the odds now.
Yeah.
So you were the only one who was wrong, because it is in fact real. Yes,
Snap.
Must be nice.
must be nice to have points in the game. This is another one from Abandoned Building Brewery, which for some reason is very difficult for me to say. It's an 8% ABV double IPA, dry hopped with Mosaic and Vic Secret for that juicy and tropical flavor that everyone loves. Also lots of oat for that creamy mouthfeel everyone loves as well. Also, the name might be a Letterkenny reference. I'm deferring to Dan.
Is it? I should know this. I just rewatched it.
Well, apparently it's not.
In my head, it would be a lighter beer, though. It wouldn't have been a double.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, you think of the name, you wouldn't think.
Light, but
Yeah. Well, while Dan decides whether or not that is in fact a Letterkenny reference, we will add up the scores real quick before we get to our final name of the game to see the order that people are going to guess, and this is going to be a difficult one. So Dan has 4 points. Steph has 4 points. Chloe has 2 points. Mike has 2 points. Morgan has a perfect goddamn score.
Wow.
5 points. And Bethany also with 4 points. So Morgan very much in the lead. Mike and Chloe very much in the rear. So we're going to make Morgan guess first and have Chloe and Mike guess last, so they at least get the benefit of hearing everyone else's answers, even though there's no mathematical way they can catch up.
like Jeopardy where I can leverage my points in the last.
Yeah. You can wager. Yeah. Unfortunately,
I'd like
not.
to wager.
Can I flip him when I win this?
I'd like to win all my points.
Yeah. I will remind everyone that there is absolutely no prize for winning. And unfortunately,
but Mike could definitely be punished right now.
Yeah, I was going to say there might be a punishment for losing.
Yeah.
All right, so that settles it. Morgan, you are up to guess first on our last name of the game. Is it a beer? Is it fake? This one is called Cobb Salad Surgery.
I'm gonna say it's real because it's so fucking weird.
All right, saying it's real. Dan?
I'm gonna say fake.
Dan saying fake. Okay, a thoughtful fake. Steph?
Real.
Steph saying real. Chloe?
No, wait, no. Did Bethany go?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally forgot. You're right. Bethany gets to go next.
Fake. That's definitely fake.
All right, saying that is fake. I wrote everybody's answers in the wrong spot. I forgot the order we were going in.
Oh my gosh. You better not give my point to anybody else.
I won't give you a point to anybody else. Morgan said real.
I need bad.
Dan, Steph, and Bethany said fake. I got it. Chloe.
All right.
Cobb salad surgery. Fake. All right. And mercifully, finally, Mike.
I gotta get the fake.
Saying that is fake. Steph, Morgan, and that's it are correct because it is in fact real.
Oh, wow.
And the flipping has occurred. Yes, that is in fact a real beer. It is a one-off variation of another beer from Chapman Crafted Beer, a brewer and coffee roaster in Orange, California. Cobb Salad Surgery is a dry-hopped American lager, or as the description on Untappd reads, a dry-hopped corn lager. This is apparently the cooler lager cousin of Hop Salad Surgery, which is a more standard hazy IPA and also comes in a mango version. So there you go. So the final scores are being tallied as we speak. Say all of that was very confusing.
I'm confused by that.
I don't know how it was a lager and then it was a hazy IPA and then like
the cousin of it or
Yeah,
brother of it.
so Cobb Salad Surgery is a dry hopped lager. Hop Salad Surgery is a hazy IPA, and Hop Salad Surgery also has a mango version.
I'm already lost again.
It's very simple.
I'm following this. I'm following it. Keep going.
See? Morgan's following it.
Can you just send us samples so we'll know?
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
So,
Cobb, you got it? Come on, guys.
yeah,
I'm
corn on the
following
cob.
you.
Yeah.
Like Cobb salad, like
Yeah, that's where my brain went too. It's just like
I'm
a
like,
Cobb salad
why
order
would-
at a restaurant.
hard-boiled egg.
It's like eight levels of pun happening.
Yeah.
Too much
mine.
fun.
So
Too much
not
fun.
only
No numbers for this guy.
not only does Morgan know the numbers, not only does she understand the distinction between Cobb salad and Hop salad, she also had a perfect score in the game and is today's big winner with 6 points.
Thank you. It's 15 years.
In a very, very close second place with 5 out of 6 is Steph. Right behind Steph, each with 4 points, are Dan and Bethany. I'll take it. And behind them, tied at 2 points apiece, Chloe and Mike. So not a terrible showing by anyone. Nobody has no points. That has happened before. So yeah, thank you all for playing. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this right now, do all the things you need to do on the internet that we like you to do. But this is the part of the podcast where we shout out to all our most generous patrons on Patreon. We would like to thank the following individuals very sincerely, beginning with Jen McDonald.
And I'm Wayne, and I'm taking an opportunity, P.
That's one of my favorites. PA Brew Review.
So shoot, Steph.
Eric Dixon.
You're proud of yourself for your choices, aren't you?
Dana.
You guys can come to my basement anytime.
James Lamberg.
No, I don't want to play that one. I'm glad it didn't play anyway.
Oh.
Chris Mahoney.
And I think, oh, look at that cat.
Sean Sullivan.
What's a crowd without a little beer in your eye?
Brian Mills.
Dan, you loser.
Jill Chivers.
No, fuck you, Dan.
Joe Mansell.
I'm so fancy. You didn't even know?
You didn't know. Topher Simmons.
No.
Yes. And Ben Mingle.
Dan, right?
Thank you all very much for keeping the lights on here at Beer Busters. If you want to find out how you can get on this list and get other cool behind-the-scenes perks, go to patreon.com/beerbusters. But now, we must settle up our tab.
Say, Yvonne, remember when I said I'd have to send away to NASA to calculate your bar tab?
Oh, yeah. We all had a good laugh, Mo.
The results came back today. You owe me $70 billion.
If your life were a Dungeons & Dragons campaign, you might have access to the first-level divination spell, Comprehend Languages. Unfortunately, life is not a Dungeons & Dragons campaign, and magic isn't real. But what is real is Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone continuously sets the standard in learning to enable people to change their world by learning a new language through innovative, technology-driven learning solutions used by thousands of schools, businesses, and even the government. They offer courses in 30 languages. They do English, Spanish, Mandarin. They do weird stuff like Swahili, Swedish, Tagalog. No offense to people who speak those languages. Those languages aren't weird. I just meant obscure. The app is available on iOS and Android. You can take it with you wherever you go. And Rosetta Stone is offering listeners of Beer Busters a 24-month subscription for less than $8 a month. To get in on this deal, go to rosettapodcast.com/beerbusters. That's rosettapodcast.com/beerbusters to start your language learning journey today.
Somebody peed in the last podcast. It must have been like 10 times. I don't remember specifically what the context was. Oh, one of the two of them were away as they were trying to sign off because we'd been on for like 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I signed off for him, just
Yeah.
saying that he's taking an opportunity.
You also have...
Amazing.
And I forgot about this one.
Lit tits.
Because of Mark Graves.
Right.
What does it say?
Lit tits. When I worked at Manayunk, we had never heard of the town Lidditz before, and it was Evan, Mark, and I, like 3 dudes in a brewery alone, which is a bad idea. It's all around a bad idea. And Evan comes in and he's like, "Have you ever heard of lit tits before?" I was like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, "It's a town in Pennsylvania." I was like, No, never heard of lit tits. So
right next to intercourse and blue ball.
Yeah, right next to intercourse and blue ball. Right, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I remember the first time we recorded at Manayunk with Evan and Slimy Sauce.
That was like 2014.
It was.
I just saw Mark. We went down to Atlantic City between Christmas and New Year and met up with Mark at the Seed.
I think we're going to take an opportunity.
Yeah.
Opportunity.
Have an opportunity.
I'm gonna.
Please do.
I've had 2 beers.
I actually don't have to pee yet.
Same.
What?
Surprisingly, I don't either.
It's very important to not break the seal too soon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
This is true.
This is Moo.
Aww.
Hi, Moo.
Moo, I know you can't hear them. They're fawning over you.
You should get Moo little kitty headphones to wear.
I don't think that would go over well.
I don't think she would leave them.
Oh, it totally wouldn't go over well, but it would be hilarious.
I think, Moo, you want headphones?
No. Jack had to go to the vet this week.
Is he okay?
And $1,300 later, we still don't know what's going on.
Oh, no.
No, he hasn't been eating.
Oh.
He's not eating and he's not drinking, and he was throwing up a lot of yellow bile.
Oh,
so they did a whole round of blood tests. So we're waiting for the second round of blood tests to come back. But they gave him meds to stop him from throwing up, and we've been giving him medicine to encourage him to eat, but he's still not eating a lot and he's not drinking. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, Dana did take a bathroom cup and hold it in front of him, and he did drink from the bathroom cup. But as soon as she sat it down, he knocked it over.
Oh, man.
Of course.
In true Jack fashion.
So he doesn't feel good, but he's still being a dick.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Well, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, he is being naughty. He jumped up on the counter today, and he hasn't done that in a very, very long time.
Oh,
because
geez.
he knows that's not allowed.
Mhm.
And he did it in front of me. Like, if he's naughty, it's usually in front of someone else, but I am the disciplinarian in the
Oh,
house, so
man.
he knows better than to misbehave in front of me, but... So, I don't know. Hopefully we hear some news soon, but...
Yeah.
Oh, poor little guy.
Yeah, well, the vet said we tried to open his mouth and he hissed and growled at us, so we didn't go any further. And now most of the tests are coming back fine. Like his pancreas levels were a little questionable, so they thought, well, no, the thyroid and the pancreas. So they're doing extra tests to make sure he doesn't have pancreatitis because it fits with his other symptoms. But I'm like, what if he just has a bad tooth and that's why he's not eating and drinking? Like, I've been paying all this money for all this blood work on this cat, and it could just be his tooth. Like,
could be.
Suck it up and open his mouth and see what's going on in there.
So-
Get bet.
Yeah, that would suck.
Bet,
You pay all
get
that money
bet.
because they didn't want to bother opening his mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then she calls me and she's like, we want to do further testing to test his pancreas. So we can either use the blood that we already sent to the lab, and that'll be an additional $260, or he can come in and we can draw more blood and do it in the office and it'll be $105. I'm like,
Why
you
is
want me
it-
to bring my-
Why is it more to use the blood they already have?
I don't know. I'm like, I'm not putting him through that again. He already hates me for bringing him to you once. So I'm like, just charge my credit card again, whatever.
Jeez.
Do they do CBD for cats? We give it to our dogs when they're crazy.
Yes.
so.
Yeah, I was just at a pet store the other day and I saw some.
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah. It's great. Try that.
Yeah. Does it give them the munchies like it does to humans? Because we need him to
No,
eat.
but it chills them the fuck out.
CBD doesn't give you the munchies.
We got beagle mixes. They don't shut up.
Oh, yeah.
We like just steal them from the other dogs. So
Yes.
he's just like,
And he's a mini beagle. He's 15 pounds.
but he's like short and
We used to call him a sausage, but now I think we're calling him prison strong. he goes
he's ripped. He's like tiny ripped.
he goes to doggy daycare every day. We pay for him to get picked up, and he goes for like 3 to 5 hours every day. And because he's so little, they keep him like so long because they like him for some reason. But he's only allowed to go with the big dogs.
Because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Beagles are stubborn. My girlfriend is a beagle foxhound mix, and that is one of the most stubborn dogs I've ever met.
Yeah.
Slash assholes. Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say that.
He treats and then he's like staring at a wall for hours. So we love him. We're all about the CBD treats.
See, I'm glad to hear that they're working on your beagle because she just got her dog CBD treats to try to calm her the fuck down. And so far, she only gave her, I don't know, like a couple the other night. And it didn't work.
Yeah, give her a handful.
We're going to throw more at the dog.
There's a threshold, and once you figure it out, it's
Yeah, that's
beautiful.
magic.
It's beautiful.
It works.
Our pets probably wish they could do it to us.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Would you shut up and stop moving around so much?
Just shut up. Stop moving around.
Do you have
Just
an
make
idea
sure
how
the food
big
bowl
you
is
are?
full. 30 times.
a day. I don't know what the fuck you do.
You leave for like 10 hours a day. You come home. You don't want to pay attention to me.
Right.
I mean, I'd be up for it.
Yeah.
I love this. This reminds me of how fun the beer industry still can be.
Yeah.
I feel like everything has been so serious lately. Like, I intended to get to serious topics, but now I'm like, I just want to hang out with these guys and drink beer and talk.
Yeah.
Like, even though there are some assholes in the beer industry, there are still cool people in the beer industry too. And that's reassuring.
Yeah, and we don't want to make it seem like, the assholes would outweigh the cool people, but the assholes get the attention because they're, in the news. And then you lose sight of the fact that there might be cool people, and it's very refreshing to be reminded of that.
It's really in every industry, though.
Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, definitely.
In so many different industries and been on different sides of it. It's everywhere. It's just who talks about it and who's forced to live with it.
Yeah.
Well, and I think now more than ever, I think it's important for us all to see ourselves, like whether it's like see a representation of ourselves in a TV show, or like if we love beer, to see us represented in beer. And I think that's one of the reasons that we've had this push to be more diverse. with our content right now, like I want us to talk to people of color and people of the LGBTQ community and a lot more women and younger women. And like, I want everyone to see that this is an industry where there is a place for everyone. And there are people in this industry that will support you and like help you through this. And like, we can become a stronger industry with more diversity. And like, I mean, I just like, Chloe, you amaze me. The fact that you've been part of this world since you were 15 and how freaking smart you are already only at 18 and the possibilities in front of you. Like I mean, I don't know what our demographic listeners age wise is, but like, I hope that there are a lot of younger people listening saying, I can do this. And, you know, the earlier you get the experience, the better. I mean, by the time you're 21, holy crap, you're going to know more about beer than almost everybody your age. And that's pretty freaking badass. Like, I don't know.
Yes.
I just think it's so cool to talk to people like you and just like your diverse roles and your diverse experience. And it's really cool. This is an industry for everyone.
Yeah, she works harder than a lot of the older men in this industry.
Yeah, I mean,
She's done it all and she works really hard. She does a great job.
Chloe for a long time was a keg washer.
Mm-hmm.
And she might have been the most efficient keg washer we've ever had. We always, you know, tease her and tell her that she's the number one employee, you know, partly because her dad's my business partner, but we really mean it. She's a hard worker. Yeah. And like, not only that, I'm going to kind of talk up Chloe for a second. Chloe, what's your GPA? Isn't it like a 4.0 or damn near it?
3.7 right now.
Yeah, 3.7. So, I mean, like not only is she working 20 to 40 hours a week at the brewery, she's also maintaining a stellar GPA in her senior year.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Great. Thank you guys.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, here, this isn't a question that I have for you. What has it been like being in high school during COVID? Do you feel like you've been cheated out of your high school years because of all this craziness going on?
A little bit, yeah, because I was a sophomore when we went into quarantine in March. So it was like one of my bigger track years because I do track and field. And we lost the whole season. So we were all behind once junior year came. And with like school too, we took our first final this year since I was a sophomore in like September. So like we missed like half the school experience.
Wow.
Crazy. You are building a resiliency that most people your age didn't experience prior to all of this. And it's so hard right now. And I am a teacher myself. That's my day job. And we all thought last year was the hard year, right? Or the year before, right. But like this year, I think it's even harder than anything we saw before. And, I see this resiliency in my students and you to be a senior in high school and going through this. It's just this strength that you're going to have. And hopefully the South Park is not true and this does not last 40 years. I don't know if anyone has seen the COVID special. I can't go through this for 40 more years.
Yeah. Well, then all we got to do is go back in time. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. So we should start saving aluminum foil now.
Yes.
Forget the toilet paper. And if there's a Denny's, Applebee's, Max in my future, I don't know. I can't handle it.
I haven't seen this, but I can clearly picture all the references you're making. Nonetheless,
I forgot how good South Park was. I haven't watched it for quite a while, and we've watched these COVID specials, and they are some very talented writers. And
I saw a meme yesterday. And it was like, imagine your 2019 self reading this tweet, and it was Wordle is the sourdough bread starter of Omicron.
Yeah, it's like, imagine your 2019 self trying to comprehend this sentence.
I only today learned what this Wordle is.
It's really cool. I learned it the other day.
Yes.
It's awesome.
We're obsessed.
I will not do it. She was trying to get me to help her get the word of today. Is it the same word for everyone, by the way?
Same word for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perky was today, apparently.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it right now.
Now you know the word.
Oh, there! I just told you the word.
Yeah, I did get the one the other day when it was Noel. I was a guy that I work with was showing me the game, and I was like, yeah, something. And finally, we got there, and I was so proud that I got my first one right.
Something like that.
Was that whatever yesterday was? I got the first letter, and then just did like this other one, just trying to get like a random
smattering of letters,
and I got it, and I was like, Petra to everybody. And I was like, I'm the winner, and they're like, well, today I got it in like 4 or 5 turns, but yeah, getting on the second try is like
it's tough.
That's it. You're on cloud 9.
I'm curious, and I want to know: do you always start with the same word?
I am.
I always.
Yeah, it seems to be a strategy.
I started with opera, which I think is a really great one because you get.
Wayne does this too.
Yeah, you get the vowels out of the way and the common letters.
Am I the only person that doesn't?
But you get so many vowels.
I don't do it. I know what it is.
Oh, I have no clue what you're talking about.
Let's do it tomorrow. Come here.
24 hours ago, I would have had no idea.
Bethany is joining us from 2019. She doesn't understand that tweet at all.
Nope, I'm not on Twitter.
Chloe, are the kids talking about Wordle, or is it just like?
No, this is the first time I've ever heard of it.
So it's just us old people. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not like
taxes. You get excited about
this
guessing
is our
5.
fun time.
You start getting excited about guessing 5-letter words.
I know.
There's a very specific age range, and I must be just past that age because Wayne, I am 3 months older than you.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
that's true.
Although to be fair, I don't do it every day. I haven't done it for like 2 or 3 days.
How old are you, Steph?
I will be 40 in less than 3 months.
Okay.
And I will be 40 not long after that.
36, almost 37. So, I mean.
So the age range is like
just
20. How old are you, Dan?
How old? 34.
He forgot.
Do you do this Wordle shit?
No, I just found out. I knew of it, but I just found out exactly what it was this week.
He's in his 30s. I had a moment. I thought you were still in your 20s. You're
God,
welcome.
do I wish.
Oh, wow.
So it's like for people from like maybe 26 to 39 and a half.
I guess.
Is that the range of people?
6 months
cuts
before,
off,
yeah.
We need to send it to the data people.
Yeah.
Get Nielsen on the horn.
Yeah.
Nielsen.
Only.
Oh, Steve Jobs knows. Steve Jobs knows all of what we do.
Yeah.
Wait, he's dead, right?
Tell me.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been for quite a while.
He died
now.
like 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
More than 10, I think.
Totally convinced he's like
Yeah.
Futurama head cut off in a jar somewhere.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could be like Elon Musk and have the like brain implant thing that will let you download your
the
memories
brain
into a robot.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Or we could go like the Paul McCartney route and he's not actually dead.
I appreciate that reference.
Yeah. Conspiracy theories brought to you by New Trail Brewing Company.
Sasquatch is real. Aliens have abducted people.
You could do a Wordle beer. Make people guess the name of the next beer.
Beardle.
An evil genius just put a meme up the other day about Wordle. So
yeah, I feel like I feel like the
Taken.
fresh period has passed to
Yeah.
pounce on that and not be like just following along.
Well, it's still fresh to me. Sorry.
That's fine.
Well, it only really
guess what? Hold on. Wait till you see this.
is it your Wordle?
I bought a hazy IPA.
Oh my God! Ooh, congratulations.
Oh.
You.
who are you and what did you do with Steph?
Right.
The 1985 sitcom?
Before I knew Ron was going to be up at New Trail, I went to our local Wegmans, and they have this thing now. So you can do a mixed 6, but now you can also do a mixed 4-pack.
Oh, neat.
For the more bougier craft beers, which apparently New Trail beers are bougie, so they're in the 4-packs now, not in the 6-pack.
The look is surprised on your face, Mike, when she said that.
I really wanted, so I dig the Red Skies.
Oh, yeah, Red Skies is great.
This is really good. So I wanted to grab a can of this. And there were a few lagers that were in the 4-pack, and they had like 4 different New Trail hazy IPAs. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to shock Mike, and I'm going to pick one of these. So the reason I chose this one is because it has Mosaic in it, and I actually like Mosaic. So I bought Cryosphere.
You gonna drink a hazy IPA with me, Steph? Is that what's gonna happen?
I will drink a hazy IPA with you.
All right. I'm into
Cheers,
it.
So
I'm into it.
cheers. And I don't know if everyone on this call realizes how momentous this is.
It's amazing.
I do.
Wow.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Cryo hopped.
It smells like hazy IPA.
Very astute. You know, Steph, there's a future in marketing for you here at New Trail Brewing Company.
Just by the Pilsners.
Just by the Pilsners.
Well,
they don't sell 52% of the Pilsners in the States.
53.
53.
I don't hate it.
One of these days, though.
That would be awesome.
Oh, man.
You don't hate it? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, that's as glowing a review as you can get from Steph for hazy IPA.
We also got it.
So what I do really appreciate the mouthfeel of the hazy IPAs that you guys are brewing. And I do appreciate that it doesn't have that cloying sweetness that some of them do. A phrase I haven't said in a long time, it cleans up after itself.
Oh, I forgot we used to say that.
I don't think I could drink this whole can, but I'd share it with Dana.
Yeah, perfect time for me to plug our Hoppy Variety Pack for a second. Today's episode is brought to you by the New Trail Hoppy Variety Pack.
Yeah, and what's in that variety pack, Mike?
4 cans of broken
You are gonna get so many emails.
I know.
Mine didn't come with 4 cans of each. Mike said it came with 4 cans of each.
They're doing 16 packs now, guys. That's what they're doing.
It's good Helena's not on this call anymore. I feel like as the sales rep, she's the one that's going to get the brunt of this.
I'm the one that answers social media stuff.
Maybe I'll accidentally put 4.
There you go.
Man.
Yeah.
It's like oops all marshmallows. Oops all marshmallows. Oops 16 pack.
Oops. Oops 4 more beers. How they got in the how they fit in the box? I don't know.
You have to cut the box and add some cardboard and duct tape.
Yep, lots of duct tape. Maybe zip ties.
And zip
ties. There you go. Yeah.
Yep. And packing tape here mostly, so we can make it work. We got this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is some new stuff that's in the works? I don't know whether to ask Chloe or Mike.
This one's for Mike.
Yeah, that's all we're allowed to say. So
Yeah, they're all different.
Chloe's like, I just make the beer. He could talk about it.
What you'll be excited about is Creekside is going to make a return here shortly.
Fabulous.
It's
My favorite.
Is it your
Bethany
favorite?
is very excited.
Yeah.
Yes, it's my favorite.
Oh yeah, the label's sitting right here.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, so it's dry hopped Pilsner with Citra and Talus. And then what else do we got coming out that you'd be excited about that's not hazy IPA? Oh, Neapolitan Stout. You might be interested in that.
Oh,
I am.
That's definitely a Dan beer.
Yeah, it sounds
Well,
like a
I mean, it's not hazy IPA, so I had to kind of throw it out there and see.
What about that Baltic?
Fish in a different pond.
What about that Baltic Porter?
The Baltic Porter.
Didn't you guys do a Baltic Porter, or was that me trying to talk you into doing a Baltic Porter?
No, so actually, huh?
Sunrise?
No, she's talking about chocolate covered pretzels, actually.
Oh,
Yes,
that's right.
That was delicious.
Yeah, so chocolate covered pretzels originally, this is before COVID, was going to be a draft only straight Baltic Porter. This is a New Trail secret. And then COVID happened, and all of a sudden there was nowhere to sell kegs. So I had this really delicious Baltic Porter that we had to sell in cans. So we had to kind of pivot, and I was like, well, I've always wanted to see what you could pastrify in a Baltic Porter and still make it fun.
Yeah,
and still make it taste like a clean Baltic Porter. And that was sort of the avenue that we went was with chocolate and sea salt.
It was the right route to take. If you're going to pastrify one of my favorite beer styles, at least you could use one of my favorite snacks to do it with.
It's my favorite snack too. It's one of my favorite styles as well. It's what
Okay, so who makes your favorite chocolate covered pretzel?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Oh, I know my answer.
I like the red bin. Yeah, is that hers?
Yeah.
I can't think of
The red,
anybody who
red
makes
top,
It's
it's
a red
plastic.
top and it like pops in and off.
No,
Oh, I know what you mean.
Snyder's
Snyder's.
makes my favorite.
Snyder's makes a good one.
Snyder's are good.
Aldi?
Sturgis do chocolate covered?
Probably. I don't know.
Yes, theirs are very good too. And
We make them at
Sturgis
home.
does
Yeah.
Sturgis does the one where it's the pretzel and then some peanut butter and then they dip the whole thing in chocolate.
Oh,
Yes.
God. Come on now. That's just not fair.
Morgan at home makes
Yeah.
takes the
flat
the
ones.
bagel chip, or not the bagel chips, the pretzel chips, pretzel flats,
Oh, cool.
and drizzles chocolate over them.
Oh,
that sounds good. Yeah.
Oh, dip it in Nutella.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like a good white chocolate covered pretzel.
Yes.
Very good too.
Yes.
If you like white chocolate, some people don't.
Well, then you have the
Snyder's had
purists.
peanut butter covered pretzels this year. We got a few of
What?
those and they
What?
were enjoyable. I enjoyed them more than I thought I would.
Do you have any left?
No.
Damn it.
What the hell? What kind of question is that?
Hopeful. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking.
I mean, you will be in the area depending on forecast
God
tomorrow, so
willing.
you could stop by and pick some up
God
at
willing.
the store.
Trying to think about what else is in the tanks. Belgian triples coming back. Back to your earlier question.
Now, is it a
Back to the
straight
topic.
Belgian triple or are you putting chocolate and pretzels in it?
No, it's straight Belgian triple. That's actually one of the first beers that we brewed way back in the day, and it sort of became like a local cult favorite. So we release it every year.
Mhm.
Then there's a bunch of different hazy IPAs, obviously, in there. Galactic Broken Heels is going to make a comeback soon.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Some more state parks.
yeah, state parks are coming out soon. Next one's did you brew one of the state park beers, Chloe?
Yeah, the hickory or something like that.
Was that a
Hickory,
hazy
yeah.
single or a hazy double? I can't remember.
I think it's a double.
It's a double.
I'm not sure though.
It's a double and 3 GT.
Yeah.
I want more. I want you to be on my trivia team because you have a really good memory.
No, I do all the jobs. Like I'm now putting all the labels into TTB and now PLCB. So
Yeah,
now
but-
I know what's happening only from that.
The funny thing that my job is morphed into is that like I really like today have no idea what might have happened, but I'm planning 6 months ahead. So like you want to talk about 6 months from now? I'm on board. So.
we meetings all the time. Like, no, it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like, what hops were in that, Morgan? What was that again?
Yeah, I wrote the recipe. I thought about it. I gave it my full attention,
This,
and then
this is what it was. I was like, no, I have this hop
Yeah.
instead.
And then Bethany's just on the canning line, listening to country music, putting together the
Tried
12 packs.
some of the funniest shit I've ever seen is like somebody else will have the jukebox or the radio or whatever, and Bethany, you'll just see her like pull out her like little case, and she's just like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something. She's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Respect
thought
that.
you were gonna say when I asked you to tell the other Mike to change the song.
Oh yeah, you did ask me. To do that.
He would not change it for me, and I was like, I'm gonna get LaRosa to tell you to change it.
Chloe gets probably the worst of it though. Warren has a really eclectic taste in music.
It's different.
Yeah.
Some of it's really good, but some of it's like, what is this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like what are you listening to when you're at the what is this territory?
It's like some of it will be in a different language, and the other one sounds like something like anime, maybe. I don't really know.
Oh,
It's different. It's
A lot of
different.
like K-pop.
Yeah.
He likes
Yeah.
this Russian
Yeah, it's like Russian.
baby.
There's like a
my
Russian,
God.
German.
Russian
Our
baby.
friend Dow is listening to Russian music.
Oh,
And he's on
of
our
course.
Spotify family plan. So in our Spotify family list,
God.
randomly this Russian music will come on because of him.
It's like Russian baby punk or something. It's
Yeah.
it's something ridiculous, but so great at the same time.
But then like you walk in
Yeah.
listening
And
to like
ska.
He loves
I
ska.
love ska. I'm
Yeah.
such a ska kid.
Oh, but you got to let him know in case he didn't see that the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones are breaking up.
No!
They're still together?
Flipping Michael again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a guy I work with sent me a link about it today. They're calling it quits, which is weird because they were booked for like some festival coming up soon.
It's not surprising because they never knocked on wood.
I see. That's exactly what I said to the guy that sent me the link.
And the ska people are not laughing.
Oh, I'm not. I love ska.
Yeah.
I love ska. I just don't like their lame puns.
I'm all about puns, man.
I learned tonight there's a limit to puns.
Ooh.
Can't do like the 8 layers of
The
puns on
layers
that.
of
Like I
puns.
can stop at 3 in one
Yeah.
reference, and that's where I max out apparently.
Yeah.
No, I love dad jokes and puns, man. That's one thing that will always get me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the canning line mom, and I tell mom jokes on that.
Nice.
What's a mom joke?
So Webby asked me if I needed a break the other day, and I said, "Do you have a Kit Kat?"
I like that.
Webby's parents are in the tasting room right now, Bethany. We had a beer with them.
Oh, are they?
Episode, yeah. I was like, we think your son is
It's
so
hilarious.
funny. Very dry, but so funny.
He's
Yeah,
like
he's-
very dry English humor, and it's so nice.
Yeah. He absolutely hates my sarcasm.
Yeah.
He's like, "Shut up! Shut up!"
But sarcasm makes the world go round.
Yeah.
I know. So I toned it back with him.
He'll come around eventually.
I don't think so. I've reached my sarcasm level with him.
We have a few like pretty young guys on the canning line. I think Webby's like 21 or 22, and Anthony's freshly 21.
Yeah, just 21.
Yeah. Anthony and I can be sarcastic like to the roof, and we love it.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He is.
He's definitely the funny one out of like the young guys right now. Like he's
the class
super-
clown.
Yeah, he's the super.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like by the bucks and yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose book?
Yeah, like,
Andy Mack's book?
Yeah.
Whose book?
So, do you guys have any events coming up?
That's a Morgan question.
We're working on a lot of them, but we have our 4th anniversary that we are, knock on wood, COVID doesn't fuck it all up, that we'll actually be able to have it this year. So, and have a big event and have a bunch of people.
I think is the tentative date for it.
I will let you know right now.
The other one that's kind of cool that we're doing is we're doing the Pintwood Derby. So we're supporting a local Cub Scout troop, and we're selling, if anybody remembers, Pinewood Derby cars.
Oh, yeah.
We need the adults to do it.
Yeah, so it's an adults-only Pinewood Derby.
And we're getting the actual
man.
Pinewood Derby tracks in and the timers.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
to
wow.
do it, yeah, it'll be fun.
And all
That
the
sounds
proceeds
really
are
cool.
going to the local council.
Yeah, we have April 30th is our 4-year anniversary.
Awesome.
We're doing an adult Easter egg hunt. We're
That's news to
doing
me.
a few 5K runs that are going to start and stop here, and just doing a lot of little events. Do a spring market like we did for the Hottie Market. A lot of local
Kinda like a
businesses.
flea market.
Yeah. Give everybody get a pint and go shopping and support local businesses who have been affected by COVID.
Yeah, that's great. And I'm assuming if anybody would like to learn about such events and things that are planned, they can probably go to your social media.
Yep.
Yeah, we actually recently redid our website.
Oh,
for anybody that's ever been onto our
fancy.
website, that was just like a landing page. It's now like a legitimate website. So under the tasting room tab, it should populate with our events.
I've been getting a lot of emails from it, so people are using it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Questions, and it's great.
Oh, yeah. I'm scrolling through it now. Very nice.
And when are we going to start seeing the karaoke sing-alongs on Instagram?
You know, we should start a TikTok for it. I mean,
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Instant
Disney
million
people
views.
Kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Please put Chloe in charge of your TikTok, though. No one over the age of 20.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably safe. Yeah.
Safe bet. Safe bet.
So that website is just newtrailbrewing.com.
NewtrailBrewing.com.
It's very
Right?
pretty.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good photos,
Yeah, those
good
banner photos
layout.
look really
Yeah,
cool.
this is good. This is good.
Very nice.
I haven't actually seen the new website.
Yeah. What about social media? What are the social media handles?
At New Trail Brewing.
Straightforward. Love it. Love it.
Straightforward.
Love it.
Yeah, pretty easy.
What is this blueberry and lemon Belgian triple?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
did that. I don't know, when did we do that, Chloe? 2 months ago?
Yeah.
I think so. It was around November.
Yeah, I was gonna say around Thanksgiving.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm distracted now by the prettiness.
I know. It's a very pretty new website.
Yeah.
So,
It's
yeah.
gorgeous.
That label's gorgeous. Yeah.
Go to
We're hoping to get
newtrailbrewing.com.
Alyssa on the podcast tonight. She's our graphic designer and
She's
on
done
our
all the
marketing team.
fucking amazing cans lately.
Yeah.
But
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we had a lot of really cool women that work for the company. We can only get a handful to come in tonight, but
There's always next time.
yeah, it's next time.
This is true.
Ladies' night with New Trail.
Friday night though, you have to do like a Saturday
Yeah.
or a
Yeah.
Friday day, but Friday night is when most of us are working. So-
Ladies' night with Mike at New Trail.
Ladies' night. That's all my ladies' nights though.
So yes, newtrailbrewing.com, at newtrailbrewing. And you listening to this, of course, while you're on the interweb looking for such things, at Beerbusters on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We'll try to do our best on there. Even though nobody under the age of 20 can run that for us. It's all old people like us. There's Facebook, Beerbusters Podcast, beerbusterspodcast.com. Don't forget to add /shop. There's youtube.com/beerbusterspodcast. There's patreon.com/beerbusters. You know what to do. You know how to do the internet things and to look for
Go
us.
to your internet machine and type in Beerbusters.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
there.
And just know that we're not the ones in like Poland or wherever the fuck they are.
I don't know if they're still around.
Probably not, but I feel like they might have the I don't know, they get the hits because they have the plagiarized logo.
Because
Or because the two of you mention them on our podcast too
same
much.
thing.
Every time.
This podcast is brought to you by New Trail Brewing Company's Hoppy Variety Pack. It's the first 12-pack that fits 16 beers in it.
4 of 3 beers, or 3 of 4 beers, or 6 of 2, or 2 of 6.
12.
If you used this can, you could probably fit 16 in there, right?
The sleeks are nice, right?
Yeah. I don't.
Bethany, this would be a good gift for Mike. Somehow individually fill 4 of each of the 4 beers in the 12 pack in this can and slip it into the 12 pack box and give it to him.
Off.
All right, I will. And I'll put.
I feel like
some zip ties
if
packing
anyone would
tape.
have the patience and the determination to do something as ridiculous as that, I feel like Bethany, you could pull that off. Just put some country music on as loud as you want, drown everyone out. I got a project to do.
All right.
Boxes over there.
I'm gonna be everyone into work on Monday. I'll be there at 5:30 and get it done.
Nice.
It'll be on your desk.
Chloe, make sure it's on TikTok.
I will. I'll make sure I record it.
Oh God. Oh, this was great. This was great. Thank you everybody so much for joining. This was awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.
I feel like we were just hanging out with friends. and
Basically,
drinking
yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah,
This
and
was really nice.
I also want to say thank you to Helena, who had to drop from the call earlier. But I'm glad we got to talk to her at least for a little bit. That was great.
She was being very modest about what she was doing. She plays in a band, I think.
What?
Piano or guitar, I want to say.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she was like, literally, she was in like the green room right there at some bar. doing the-
Is that why she had to drop? Does she have a gig
Yeah,
tonight?
yeah, she had a gig tonight.
Oh, come on.
that's cool.
Yeah.
She's too
That's
cool. for
badass.
us.
Yeah.
How do you not lead with that? Well, that's cool. That's good to know.
Also, yeah, very humble. Not to mention, like, hey guys, I'm in a green room and I got to get on stage in a minute.
Right.
So.
Right.
Right?
I just want to point out, Mike.
She drank it.
You finished
Wow.
it. Yay.
Kind of.
Either
She
way,
doesn't look happy about it. She was like,
No.
in the car.
either way, we got your money, Steph. So.
Well, touche.
That is a good point.
I'll make you a hazy IPA drinker yet.
Just put chilies in it.
Yes, exactly.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
Drink anything with chilies, it seems.
that would be a Mike move. Mike would brew a chili beer, but he would make it a hazy IPA.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he would call it "Fuck You, Steph."
No, he would call it "To Spite Steph."
I'll have Alyssa work on the label next week.
Yeah.
That's perfect. The wheels are already in motion.
I like it.
Stephanie, you and
And
I
he
will work on putting
And
it
he would put it in a.
All right.
He put it in a wax bottle.
Wax
Oh
bottle.
yeah. No. He put it. I was gonna say that, a wax can.
Of course. Oh my God. Oh God. This is very unfortunate, but this I think does bring us to the end of another episode of Beer Busters. And seriously, thank you everybody. This was great. It was awesome to get to know those of you we didn't know. Mike, it was great to see you again and to drink with you virtually. And one of these days, I promise, I'll get out to New Trail and I'll actually drink with you in person.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, now there's a challenge, so
Good
of
call.
course now I have to. Thank you for keeping me accountable.
We double dog dare you.
Oh, of course, you have to. You have to. Well, you listening to this out there, thank you. As always, remember to leave a rating or review. But my name is Dan Baker. I'm joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hoffner.
and the Demented and Fermented,
Wayne Baker and Squitzer Hartman of the making of this podcast. We'll see you next time. Thanks.
Solid block of wax.
25 or 6 to 4.